Dear respected Thầy, dear respected sisters and brother, today is the 31st of December, year 2024. In just a few hours, we will come into the year 2025. And I remember when the year 2000 come, we have the new millennium. It was a great celebration in Plummelis at that time. And there was a lot of hope that many people believed or wish that we will have a new millennium with much more changes, much more growth and development. And that new year, it was raining quite heavily. And Thầy, our teacher, he wanted us to make a boat for parade, a little boat with a circle called New Millennium, and we pushed the boat. Everyone pushed the boat into the new millennium. The boat of hope, the boat of change and so on. And it was raining and we were pushing the boat onto a walking meditation and we all wet. But we tried very hard to bring the new boat into the new millennium. So now it's 25 years into the new millennium. That is 25%. And it seems like things remain the same, or even worse. Who knows? So sometimes it's for us who have a lot of wish, we feel like desperate. That it seems like human cannot change, humanity cannot change. And in fact, for thousands of years, seeing the Stone Age going to the iron, to the Copper Age and then Iron Age, we go through a lot of violence. Yes, we have grown, we have developed, we have changed, but violence are still within our society. A lot of violence. And it's sometimes when we look into this reality, sometimes it feels hopeless, it feels desperate, that we don't know whether humanity will be ever learn the lesson of love, the lesson of peace, living peacefully. And this message of peace, this message of love, this message of living together joyfully and happily is the message that had been carried forward by so many enlightened beings through the history. And since the Buddha time until now, let's say it's about 2,600 years. Actually, 2,600 years are very short compared to our billions of years of evolution. 2,600 years. Compared to the scale of our evolution, the scale of the earth, the scale of cosmic scale, it's very small. Very small. So sometimes when we lose hope, it is one of the things that we learn to practice is to see things in a bigger picture. Last time, on my first day, I talked about the lotus flower. The lotus flower is the image of enlightenment, the image of our spiritual life. The lotus flower. The lotus flower. There is this reality called spiritual reality within us. There is such a reality within all of us. We have the capacity to live peacefully. We have the capacity to love, to accept, and to forgive. We all have that. And all the enlightened beings, they discover that. And they try to live that way. And they try to bring out that message for all of us. It's possible for humanity, for each human being to live peacefully, to have love in their heart. That is the message. And every new year come, we try to remind of each other that message, that there's hope. There is this possibility. As human, we need to cultivate this hope. Even though sometimes things look very bad, things look very hopeless. But it is one of our practice is to see that it is possible. Why is it possible? It is possible because everything is not fixed. Everything is impermanent. Impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Things change. Things change, and within all of us, there is not a fixed reality. There's nothing called Pháp ấn within me. There's nothing called Pháp ấn-ness. We believe that there's something deep within me that's called Pháp ấn. Let me write these two words together so it becomes one. Pháp ấn-ness. That's how the English, they make things up. Substance, to give a noun, you put the nest. You put the word nest. And perhaps in German, perhaps, I don't know, I don't have enough German, but it could be kite. I don't know. Is it right? No? Is it kite? Pháp ấn kite. Oh, Pháp ấn nest. It seems like as if there is me, there is real me behind all of this. And this is the biggest illusion that the enlightened being, like the Buddha or Jesus Christ, they discover that there is no such a reality. Deep within all of us, there is this reality of change. There is this reality of impermanence. Things change. Because things change, so we change. But most of the time, there is two ways to change. One way of changing is to accumulating up, so that we have an illusion of a separate self. That is one way of change. We try to accumulate in our life many things. We accumulate our body. We accumulate our feeling. We accumulate our perception. We accumulate our emotion. We accumulate our knowledge. And all of these accumulation, we believe that it is ourself. Since we were small, we are trained by our parents, by the society, by this technique of accumulation. Hello, baby, my child. What is your name? What is your name? John. Yes, right. You are John. And then when we grow up, slowly, we believe that we are John. There is this small John become a bigger John. Become a huge John and then a very powerful John. Who is so powerful that we want to control the whole country. And then after control our whole country, we want to go and to invade another country. Because it becomes bigger and bigger. This sense of self extravagant or self-extravagant. To make it big, extravagant, I think, I don't remember the spelling. To make it big, we have the feeling that we are really big. We make ourselves much bigger than we think we are. In Plum Village, there's a tradition that when the teacher come, then everyone will stand up. There's a little bell, stand up, and then everyone will bow and sit down. And I'm really scared of that. Because slowly, if I'm not careful, I think that I'm a real teacher. I'm really bigger than I am. So that's why I just quietly coming up while everyone was talking, enjoying. I also sit down, drinking a cup of tea. I bow to the Buddha and I bow to all of you while you are talking, enjoying the music, enjoying the conversation, and I sit down. So sometimes I do something a bit different from Plum Village way of doing things. And the brother and sister said, Thầy Pháp Ấn, you should do like that. It's the Plum Village tradition. But I'm so scared of the tradition. One thing become a tradition, it become dangerous. Because a tradition creates a self, a big self. That's who I am. It's an illusion. It is illusion. I'm just like everyone else. The Buddha is like everyone else. The Buddha is like everyone else. He grew up, he lived, he tried to love, he tried to be peaceful, and he tried to help other people to be. The Buddha tried to live a life of peacefulness. And he tried to transmit that peace, that love, that acceptance to everyone. But just like another human being, he go through old age, he go through sickness, and one day he die. One day he die. So this illusion of self is something that we should get rid of, this illusion of a separate self, of me who have accomplished something. And there is another way to develop impermanence. And what is that other way? Is to release. So at the beginning we don't know, so we have this little self. And then when we practice, then it is our practice to release in it, to let it go. Instead of spiraling in, we learn to spiraling out. Here is spiraling in. And here is spiraling out. Whatever we achieve, learn to let go. Learn to release it. Learn to let it go. Because whatever we achieve, it's not us who Yes, we create a condition for that to happen. We make a condition for that to happen. But it is a stream of energy that have entered for this thing to manifest. It's not belong to that individual. For example, like right now I'm giving the talk. Does English language is something that I made up? The whole English language, all of these vocabulary and these grammar and these expression, so that you can more or less understand what I try to say. Does this language, this access of language, English language, does it belong to me? No. First of all, I need communication. I need to use the English linguistic medium to express. And that belongs to the whole stream of life of all of English-speaking people for thousands of years, millions of years, and so on. And then that is the way, the language. But then how about the knowledge? I pick it up from here, I pick up it from there. There's a little contemplation within me. But that is not me. So this illusion of self that we have is something that our brain or our mind created. It is an image that we have. And this image that we have, one is accumulate into the self, then it becomes something very strong. It's driving us. It's become an impulse. But when we practice to let go, then what happens is this impulse will become smaller and smaller until I try to draw here. So this impulse becomes smaller and smaller until there's nothing left. There's nothing left. There's no impulse. No impulse. There's no impulse. And something very interesting is that here there's an illusion about self, but when there is no impulse, interestingly, there is a self. What a contradiction. When there's no impulse, then there is this self. And this self is the cosmic self. It doesn't belong to anyone. It is the cosmic self. It's the web of life. It's the web of life that connects everything. And we belong to that reality. This reality, the spiritual reality that I'm talking about, is this big self. And this big self is a cosmic reality. It doesn't belong to anyone, but we all belong to it. We all belong to this big self. And when we can realize this, we become very peaceful. It's okay. Anything happen, it's big self. Relax. Take it easy. Take it very easy. It's okay. Whatever we can do, we do. Whatever we cannot do, well, let everyone do it. Yes, because we belong to each other, right? Like I cannot cook. So what do? I let the brother and sister cook, then I eat, right? Easy solution. But then there's something that I can do, then I try my best to do it. I try my best to perform or to do whatever I can. But there are certain things that I cannot. Then I just trust the word to do it. For example, right now, the world is in a big turmoil. It's a big turmoil with all of the wars going on, with all of the conflicts, violence, struggle. These words belong to all of the politicians, to all of the people who think that they know how to solve the big problem. And what is my practice? My practice is I do my part. I try to be peaceful every day as a monk. I try to be peaceful every day. I try to live my life, at least in my relationship with my brother and sister. It doesn't cause a lot of conflict. I try to reduce all the conflict to a minimum as much as possible. But the big problem, I know that I don't have the capacity to do it. I let them do it. I trust the humanity. I trust the human family that everyone have the capacity, this lightness, this light within them, this clarity within them. Actually, the problem is very complex, extremely complex. A single person cannot solve it. It's because everything is deeply connected. The oil industry, the clean energy sources to produce food for 8 billion people on earth every day. Wow, it's a big problem, huh? It's a huge problem. 8 billion of human beings on earth. Every single day, we have to feed 8 billion human beings. Think about that scale problem. It's not easy. Today, we are very fortunate. In this country, we still have some food to eat. Now, due to the war in Gaza, there's an alarming that there could be famine going on in Gaza right now. Malnutrition and food shortages. We are living in a very fortunate condition. But the problem is very big. The scale of the problem is so huge. Why do we say that? When we see the big picture, then the only thing that we can do is the practice of trust. Trust. We need to practice trusting. I know that it's difficult to trust. There are so many corporations, they try to get the money out of us, the people. There are so many industries that they try to cheat so that they will continue to pollute the environment. There's many of these problems going on. But there are also people who try their best to prevent these malpractice to happen. We need to trust the process. We can do whatever we can in our own position. Let's say if we are a teacher, try your best to be peaceful with your student. Try to love your student and try to embrace them. Try to transmit the knowledge. Try to transmit love and compassion to them as much as possible. Try to do that. And try not to express this anger, this frustration, this energy of wanting to push the student out. Because it's very strong within us. We want to eliminate people. We want to eliminate things that we don't like. And when this energy become big, become collective, then it manifests out in the war. So each one of us at our own individual level, try our best. Try to live our life as most beautiful as we can. Thầy Pháp xã told a story in the Bible about a woman who commit adultery. And the people at the time, as a punishment, she will stay there and someone go by, will throw a stone on her. And Jesus Christ came. And he feels so much love for this woman as he want to save her. So he said that if anyone who does not have any sin, then pick up a stone and throw on her. Everyone come by, when they hear that message, they look back and they all scared because they don't dare to throw a stone on her. We all make mistake. We all make mistake. As human, it's our nature to make mistake. Even we try our best, but it's difficult not to avoid mistake. Everyone know that the rule is that in the dining hall, we practice noble silence. But who say that I am completely practicing noble silence? Please raise your hand. Right? Everyone else from time to time, there's a word slip out of our mouth and we speak because some friend come and ask a question. Then we have to respond, we have to answer. And I sit there and sometimes brother and sister come with their problem in the community. They need to solve this, they need to solve that. And they need to organize the retreat. And they come and I feel so ashamed because I just walk up and I say, please practice noble silence. And a brother come, tonight, how can we organize this ceremony? And I need to tell him what to do. So it's difficult to be a human. It's so difficult. To reach for perfection is not possible. But there's something possible. What is that something possible? That is learning to release our illusion of a separate self and learn to release this. But something is possible. What is that? Is possible? That is, we can be awakened from this illusion of a separate self. That is something possible. That is something possible. We can all understand that. We all have the capacity to know that the self is an illusion. We all can understand that. Even the children. If you explain carefully to the children can also understand that. And then, when you understand it, and then you put into the practice, try to embody this knowledge, try to embody this insight. Try to live your best, this insight. And that is something that is possible. Sometimes we are very selfish. We want just to take everything for ourselves. We want the whole community to serve us. We want the whole world to serve us, to serve this big self. Yes, this is something very deep within us. We try to be tricked here, tricked there, try to cheat here, cheat there, so that, we can always get the benefit. We always get the advantage in our life. We cheat in our relationship. We cheat with our parents. We cheat with our children. We cannot be honest with what we are doing. That is this illusion. But with the practice, we can reduce this tendency. We can become more gentler, more peaceful, more loving, more honest, more sincere as they go by. It's possible. It's possible to do that. And when we do it long enough, when we go into this direction, we touch this cosmic of self. And the moment we touch this, it's become very peaceful. And that is the message of the Lotus Sutra. The message of the Lotus Sutra is we all can touch this reality of the cosmic self. This cosmic self in Buddhism is called the ever-present Buddha. Phật thường trụ. Phật thường trụ. That is a cosmic self. That is the web where we all belong. It just happened that we call this word Phật here. But don't think of him, this is like a separate self. It only means this reality here, this cosmic self. In the Lotus Sutra, in chapter 16, there is it was a chapter 16 that talk about the lifespan of the Buddha. And the lifespan of the Buddha is infinite. We talk about the infinite light Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, on our first night. Hopefully you were still awake that day. We talk about Amitabha Buddha, the infinite light and the infinite life Buddha. And that is the cosmic reality within us. This cosmic reality within us. When we practice to let go, slowly, slowly we will touch that. And the more we touch this, the more we have trust. So the Buddha is the one who have the deep trust in all living beings. Because he touched this. He touched this cosmic self, so he have infinite trust. He has infinite trust to all living beings. And in the second chapter of the Lotus Sutra, the skillful mean, he said that everyone, sooner or later, you will touch this cosmic self. But in the language of Buddhism, you become a Buddha. Everyone will become a Buddha. Everyone. A little child, he doesn't know anything about the Buddha. He saw a picture of the Buddha somewhere, and just for fun, he draw on sand a picture of the Buddha. Then soon he'll become a Buddha. Or soon here means infinite life. Someone who doesn't know anything about the Buddha, he come in and he see someone bowing to the Buddha statue. He come in, he look, he doesn't know, and he see everyone bow. He doesn't know, but he also bow. Then he will also become a Buddha. Why? Because he has this capacity of being aware. He's aware of what is everyone's doing. He has the capacity to know what is out there. And this awareness helps him to follow. And if he follows it long enough, then he will have the capacity to liberate himself. At first, he doesn't know, and he see people bow, then he bow. And then later on, he asks the other person, why do you bow to that person? Then the other person will explain why we bow. Just like on the first night, I explained about the three bow. We first bow to each other, then we bow to the Buddha, then we bow to the cosmos. Then he will learn slowly, and he will come in touch with the Dharma, and then he will be able to practice, and he will be able to liberate himself. So the one who touch the cosmic self is the one have an infinite trust in all living being, as well as in life, and as life in the cosmos. He has a deep trust in all living beings, that we will all become a Buddha. He has deep trust in life, that this energy continue to manifest. It's not possible for the energy of life to become nothing. The energy of life continue to transform from one form to another. There is this reality of no birth and no death. There's no birth and no death. There's no birth, no death. When you have a beloved one who passed away, yes, it's very natural for us to have grief. It's very natural as a human being. When we lose someone, when there's something that is misfortune that come to us, then there's this feeling of sadness, there's feeling of pain, there's this feeling of sorrow. As human, we experience all of that. It's very natural. But with the practice, slowly, this energy with impermanence, and if we practice it correctly, it will be transformed into compassion and insight. With this path of impermanence, when we are able to open ourselves up, it will transform into compassionate energy. And it will transform into deep understanding. And with deep compassion, deep understanding, there come deep courage or strong courage to act. Strong courage to act. And there is great aspiration to serve. To serve. If we go into this direction, impermanent will go into that. The small pain that we experience, the small grief that we experience, will be the raw material for compassion to happen. Because without suffering, we cannot have compassion. Without the deep suffering, we will not have understanding. Without deep suffering, we don't have enough strength to serve the courage to serve. So suffering is very important. But if we don't know how to practice, this energy of suffering can go into this direction. And it will strengthen the illusion of a separate self. And we become even more suffering. We have a deeper suffering. We begin to withdraw. So in this direction, it will lead to deep suffering. Deep suffering, more withdrawal, and then slowly, great violence. Why there is great violence? Because there is fire within us. This deep suffering becomes a fire. And because this fire within us, whoever touched that fire, they will be burned. This deep suffering will translate it into our relationship. All of the pain in our relationship come from this deep pain. For example, when we have the grief, we want to withdraw. Then the more we withdraw, the more we get reaction from our partner, from our friends. And the more reaction from our partner and our friend, then the more violence we feel. Why don't you understand me? I have this deep grief within me. I have this sadness within me. Why don't you accept me? So this deep suffering demand the recognition, demanding the recognition of an illusion of self. So that's why sometimes it's so difficult to release our suffering. It's so difficult to release our suffering because it's incorporated to this notion of a separate self. We feel very happy with our suffering, believe it or not. Why don't we give up our depression? I don't give up my depression because without my depression, I'm nobody. It is true. It is true. Why don't I give up my anger? If I give up my anger, I will be nobody. I need to be angry in order to be someone. Very strange. But that is how psychology, how it works. The more we are angry, the more we feel pleasure with our anger. Because this pleasure comes from this illusion of a separate self. Anger gives rise to pleasure. When we retaliate someone, we feel a pleasure. When we say something bad to someone, we feel pleasure. Why? Because this sense of pleasure is a sense of who I am. Ten more minutes. We finish the talk. This sense of pleasure is connected deeply to this illusion of a separate self. We feel so good because our self is strengthening. This little self, not this big self. This big self doesn't have that feeling. This big self is different from this small self. This big self is make our heart grow big, vast. And we don't have any anger, even though we act. Even though there's a big problem, we come and we solve it. We don't have any complaint. But with this self, then a small problem, we try to solve it with a complaint. But with a big self, there's a problem, yes. Let's take the tool and do it. But there's no complaint. You just need to fix things, that's all. Very interesting. So in this coming new year, what have we learned from the past? If we look deeply into the past, we will see the operation of these impermanence into these two directions. The direction of the little self, creating an illusion about separate self, and into the direction of liberation of a big self. Learn to look back to our past. Suffering can teach us a lot. Why do we suffer? What is the mechanism? What is the machine behind our suffering? What is it that makes us suffering? Then we will see. We will see it go into this direction. And we can learn from that. And we can liberate ourselves from that. This coming new year can give us a lot of hope, can give us a lot of opportunity to go into the direction of a cosmic self. And that's what we would like to do, right? Because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, where are we all going to? We're going to the cosmic self. We will release this body. We will release this feeling. We will release the emotion. We will release all of this perception, all of this knowledge, and to return to this cosmic self, waiting for the chance to manifest. Sister Samgim, in her Dharma talk, she said that it's so difficult to be a human being. It's so difficult. After we return to this cosmic self, we don't know when we become a human being again. According to the Buddhist teaching, he gave this image. To be a human is so rare, so precious, so extremely rare, like a turtle who there's a turtle who lives underneath the bottom of the ocean. 100 years, the turtle will come up from the bottom of the ocean up to the surface of the ocean. And on the surface of the ocean, there's this little ring. Just fit his neck. And this ring flow along the ocean. And then this turtle coming up, and by chance, his neck will go through this ring above the surface of the ocean, floating. What is the chance that the turtle will put his neck inside this ring? Perhaps nothing. That is the chance that how rare that we will become a human being. It's really amazing that from all of these events, all of these conditions of the whole cosmos, all of these chemical elements, all of these elementary particles, all of these heavy chemical elements, all of these condition from our society, from our parents, from our culture, and it's all fit in to become Pháp ấn nest or Pháp ấn kite. It's really rare, extremely rare. Yesterday in our Dharma sharing, a friend asked me, please tell me what bring you to this institute, bring you to Germany. Then I tried to share, but after 10 minutes, I think that I didn't answer her because I didn't bring out all of the conditions that bring me here. Infinite condition, right? I cannot tell her because there's infinite condition for me to be here at this very moment. Infinite condition. It's not possible for me to list all of the conditions. Why do I come to Germany? There's so many interactions in this cosmic web. In this cosmic web that work together for me to be here tonight. And for you to be there to listen to me. And for me to have a chance to share with you. That's very rare. That's very rare. Someone who listened to me like now, perhaps 20 years later, we meet again. Who knows? Or we meet again next life when the turtle come up and to put the neck into his ring, then we met each other again. Who knows? So to be a human is very rare. So every new year is an opportunity for us to grow. To grow, to develop insight, to develop compassion. And we can do that by learning from our experience of the past year. For me, I will never let any doctor to treat me again. I will never put a doctor. I got convinced so much from many brothers and sisters. And for many years, I said, no. Please do not treat me. I've just practiced. But my heart is soft this time. My heart's so soft this time. I said, okay, let him put the medicine on me. And there's a big accident. My philosophy is that when you're sick, you're sick. Because there's enough condition for you to be sick. And there's infinite condition for you to be sick. And that condition might be like million years ago during the time that you live as a hominid. Yes. During the time that you interact with the Neanderthal or the pecking ape. Who are we now? Is an accumulation of infinite condition. Yes, doctor can help a little bit. Yes, medicine can help a little bit. We can take it for our use, but don't believe that you can help us completely. What we are right now is the fruit of so many lifetimes. So my practice for many years is that I just take it easy. When the sickness comes, let it come. Stay with it, practice Qigong, practice sitting meditation, don't eat, less food, more relaxed, and wait for it to be impermanent. That's what I learned as a monk. When I first came to Plum Village, I had this problem of sneezing. Terrible sneezing. I came to America and I lived in San Antonio, Texas, and later on to Austin, Texas. It's very hot. And I didn't know. Time up. And I didn't know, so I go to the library to study. And I don't understand American people. They put on the aircon, extremely cold. And in the library, after studying for some hour or so, I become shaking because so cold inside the library. Then I go out to the sun, I dry myself to get myself warm. And then I go back in and I start to study for some more time. And when it become very cold, shaking, I go out to warm myself up. And then after some months, I destroy my biothermal system. Let's put it that way. I don't know how to call it. But my body cannot sense when it's cold, when it's hot. So I developed this sneezing, terribly sneezing, and sore throat. And what the doctor do? I came to them, they see me for 5 minutes. You have allergy. They give me medicine allergy. I took the allergy, it become worse. Sore throat, you have bacteria. They give me streptomycin. Every time I come, 2 weeks, 14 days, taking that. Wow. After a few years, my body completely ruined. I come to Plum Village, and please excuse me, but there's some day, in one day, I take 1 roll of toilet paper to blow my nose. So bad. Then I come to Plum Village, what do? I said, letting go, let all of that go. I just practice mindfulness. When the sore throat come, I come back to my sore throat. I feel my sore throat. I send love to my body. I send love to my sore throat. And I just relax. And when I feel cold, I just put on warm clothes. When I feel hot, I take it out. Try to be natural again. And then slowly, I heal myself. No more sore throat. No more allergy. No more sickness. Just listen to my body. Adapt my body according to this rule of impermanence. And learn not to accumulate a separate self, but learn to let go. Learn to let go. Learn to live accordingly. And since then, I understand a koan from a Zen master. There's a Zen student who come and ask a Zen master, please tell me the Buddha Dharma. What did the Buddha teach? And this Zen master, he said, well, in the summer, take off your clothes. And in the winter, put the coat on. That's it. That is the Buddha Dharma. Because the summer is hot and the winter is cold. So live according to the principle of impermanence. That's all. You just follow the impermanence and just do it correctly. And the same thing, when your partner is angry, what do? You follow your breath, you take it easy. And then when you wait for her to calm down, and you try to have a communication with her or communication with him. And then just adapt yourself to all of these relationships according to the principle of impermanence. And don't think that your partner have a big separate self. No. He or she is in a flux of change. He or she is like that this moment, but the next moment he or she become very sweet. So enjoy the sweet and don't worry about the bitterness. That just happened. Enjoy the sweetness of the orange or the candy and don't worry about this bitterness. So learn to flow. So this coming year can give us a lot of opportunity to grow, to develop, and learn to go into the direction of a cosmic self and have a deep trust. Life is always beautiful. That is the message of all enlightened being. Deep trust in life, deep trust of life in the cosmos. The whole cosmos is opened up itself like a lotus flower. That is the image of the Mahayana Sutra, like in the Lotus Sutra or the Avatamsaka Sutra. The whole cosmos is blossoming like a lotus flower with infinite petal. Every day, the lotus flower is blooming in infinite petal. The whole cosmos is blooming right now, beautiful. It's always beautiful, regardless of what happened. It doesn't mean that we naive, we close our eyes and we don't do anything. No, we do everything. We try our best, but we have this deep trust in life. Things will turn out to be okay. Even the human species is extinct. Even the human species extinct, don't worry. All of this energy will become another living species. Why do we need to have a human form? Why can't we be like the oak, the orchid, or a bee, or a tiger? Why not? Or a bit of carrot? Why not? You know, Zhuangzi, the Chinese philosopher, he said that when life called me to become a horse, I will run like a horse very fast. When life called me to become a chicken, I will become a rooster, wake up everyone up in the morning. Why not? Yes. So even the human species, with all the war and violence, and one day the nuclear bomb come, have deep trust in life. Don't worry. We will manifest again in different form. But that doesn't mean that we go for a nuclear war. Please do not misunderstand me. Huh? We have deep trust regardless of what happened. Regardless of what happened, we have this living energy within us. And this living energy, nothing can destroy it. It will try to find its way to express itself. This living energy, this source of life within, is the spiritual reality that we all need to touch. It is the lotus flower that blooming in the whole cosmos right now, right here. And that is the spiritual message of all enlightened beings. Don't worry, take it easy. New Year's coming, enjoy the party tonight. Thank you.